right, we're back again at the Great Lenexa BBQ Battle here in Lenexa, Kansas. We have a new group of folks with us, and we're going to introduce them to you here in a minute. I'm Greg from American Fire Barbecue, Team American Fire, and we've got Brianna Vi from Smoking Magic. Say hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree. And then we've got Jamie Stookie James from All Forked Up for Q.
What up?
What up? Yeah, he's our boy. He's our guy that does everything for us. Sound engineer, comic sidekick, jack of all trades. Et al. Jamie's what we call him, or James, when he's in trouble.
James is not ever unless he's in trouble.
Right. Hey, guys, we're back with a BBQ Life podcast. We're here, out of the Great Lenexa BBQ Battle. We're having fun. This is a great contest. The sun's gone down. It's actually kind of nice out here.
Much better.
Watching all these teams, all the families, all the community come out here, enjoying barbecue and enjoying food and hanging out, sharing with their families and their friends. So this is actually a pretty cool place. Let's bring in our guests that we have on this podcast. We have a team out here that great bunch of guys. I've just recently met them. We've got KC Meat Sweats here in town out here. Holla, right. Yeah, we got Jeremy right here, Big Ninja, and we've got Brian, and we've got Raul over here. Guys, this is KC Meat Sweats. You guys had a great show. We did this podcast. We kicked off kind of some pilots. It was test run.
Definitely a test
I literally
run.
don't know if it's been any better today, but
I think so.
Maybe so. We'll see. We'll see what they do in post. We'll get it. But we were out at the Made for KC event out in North Kansas City 2 weeks ago, and you guys pulled off a third out there and did really well and made a great showing and just come up a little bit short, but you did great. Was happy to see you up there. So how'd you guys feel about that?
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Time, yeah.
It was really pretty cool.
Absolutely stoked.
Which would have been just slightly higher, but we'll still take it.
Just a little bit, yeah.
I mean, what were we? 5 points from first place and 2 points away from second place.
Right.
I mean, what was that?
Judging was really tough,
Yeah, right.
and that's what got us, man.
Yeah. It gets you every time. Sometimes.
But, I mean, we'll be back again, and I think we'll win that thing eventually, and hopefully it's in 25, and we get the World Cup.
When the World Cup's coming through, I know
That's
everybody's looking for that. Yeah, there was a couple tough tables out there. I mean, I know we hit a couple of them, and
You guys did great in Marysville as well when we were out there. Had great calls. And the following weekend, where were you guys at after Marysville?
We went to. It was made for KC. It was made for KC.
it was made for KC.
I think
Was
it
it
was
just
the very
made for
next
KC?
week,
Okay.
wasn't it?
The following weekend?
Marysville, then made for KC, yeah.
Yep.
Both of those strong showings.
And then I think we did Osage.
We did Osage in April.
That was what it was.
Yeah, so it'd been a while.
How many have you done this year?
Well, we've done, 3 majors, and then we did last weekend, we did for our smoker producer, Huntsaker Smokers. They had kind of just a fun one-off backyard competition. You got 1 rack of ribs. That was it. That was what you cooked. That was what you turned in. So we actually competed against ourselves on that one. We had 2 of our guys go down. We got 5th and 6th.
Rib on
Awesome.
rib.
Awesome. Some money. We had a good time.
Right.
It was a lot of fun. So.
That's cool. Where was that at?
That was in Columbia, Missouri,
Oh,
at Mark
right.
Huntsaker's shop.
Yeah.
But, it was a good time.
So that's one of our questions. Is that what you guys cook on as Sunsakers?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. 4 of them? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
where we're at now. Yeah, we slowly all came to appreciate them and start using them. We kind of got there in baby steps. We all got the first one, and we're all on board now.
Slowly
Cool.
but surely, and then
Yeah,
Curtis
I mean,
built his, and then I built mine, and then it's everybody follows the rabbit hole,
How many do you have on your team? Is it you 3, or is there another one
4.
we're missing?
Yeah, we have 4. Missing Curtis. He's at home in bed because he likes to get up at 4 in the morning.
He doesn't like to get up at 4, but that's what his body likes to do.
Yeah.
He's a teacher, so
Oh,
he
is
just
he the
gets.
teacher?
Yeah.
Curtis is definitely,
I get it.
probably one of our. I guess he's our oldest guy. He's our senior. He's our veteran. We kind of look at him as our leader, and it's too bad he's not here because I would say out of the 4 of us, he probably is the best cook.
Oh, wow.
Not to offend anybody here, but
Not
I think,
offended.
He's an artist. He's an orchestra teacher, and he's been doing that for a long time. And he knows how to cook, and he's meticulous. So that really has helped us all get better at cooking. He's really pushed us all on, I think. And I wish he was here, but he'll hear it later, and hopefully.
For sure.
And just know that, he's been part of the glue, I think, that kind of keeps this team going.
I think the one thing I really like about Curtis is he knows how to push us too, and our other teammates do a really good job of pushing us. And it's not like, yeah, that's pretty good, Jeremy. They let me know. I was like, Jeremy, that's. You need to improve that.
You suck, Germ.
Yeah, I mean, we'll call each other out and be like,
Right.
you need to get better.
You know what?
It's a good dynamic, and Curtis is very detail oriented. He keeps us on a good level.
See, that's my job as Smokin' Magic. I'm a special education teacher and full time doing that, and so I'm very detail orientated. We've got a schedule and a timeline, and so I've typed it up and it's in our trailer. And Brad, we look at it multiple times throughout the cook, even myself. So Brad cooks the ribs and the pork butt, and I do the chicken and the brisket, and that timeline keeps us true, making sure that we're on schedule.
Yeah. Well, I think it's we have 4 guys, like we mentioned, and what's worked out really well is since almost the get-go, we've all focused on one meat, and we haven't deviated. So we've
That's
had a chance
awesome.
to get better and better at our specific thing, which is awesome. I mean, it's just worked out. We have a team dynamic where everybody gets to do their thing and hopefully excel at what they're doing.
And that's pretty cool. And I think that's interesting because there's a lot of teams that, and I'm not throwing any shade on you, no bad luck.
Just one or
there's
two,
a lot.
yeah.
There's a lot of teams that try and have done that in the past. And really, if you talk to a lot of people out on the circuit, they'll tell you I started this way, right?
Yeah.
And then it just didn't work out, right?
Yeah.
So when I hear you guys say, you'll call Germ out, say, shit,
Yeah.
dude, that wasn't up to par. You got to get
Yeah.
better, right? That's neat because if you all can hear that and listen to
Constructive
it,
criticism.
yeah.
So
Criticism.
let's talk about this because I think this is a really interesting point that you brought up here. Germ, his temperature on his pork has been a ongoing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
And there's been a
Sounds
lot
like
of
we may have
arm
hit a-
wrestling over this, but I think we finally got there. And not only that, but I think I guess it's been in the past couple weeks that there was a major breakthrough, and because of the help.
So let's have a pork roundtable. Let's talk about
Yeah.
it. What was
Yeah.
the breakthrough here? What we do?
I think that he's been working on his tenderness, and he's been making some adjustments there. But I think that the thing that really helped that made for KC was he started using Smokin' Magic's rub and sauce. He took third in pork overall, and that's a big jump for him, man.
I mean, if
Smoking maggot stuff's pretty good. Magic stuff. I'm sorry. Smoking magic stuff's pretty good.
I mean, here's the deal. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. I've been getting 8s on my taste scores consistently, and I'm like, what else am I freaking missing?
But you know what? That's pretty cool because if you can identify it, which that's the hardest thing a lot of
Right.
times is it's a tenderness game. We know
Yeah.
that, right? And that's what we
drives
all
it,
say.
yeah.
So when you get a taste score and then it becomes consistent, you're like, all right, so I know I need to change some shit.
Yep,
right?
exactly.
You don't always know in tenderness, but yeah.
And we could have gone different directions, but as soon as we got some advice and some suggestions, I thought it would be a good idea to change it that night, and we ended up getting a third call.
That's almost never
Oh
a
my
good
God, I would
idea,
not
but it
normally
works out.
Big
recommend
argument
that.
about that.
Yeah, there's almost never a good idea, but that
I got
worked out.
5 9s and 1 8 on my taste.
Oh wow, good.
Yeah.
Holla. So we used it on our hog. We had a second anniversary party last week, and we used it on our hog. Actually, Mike was out there. Man, Mike from Pirates was such a big
Yeah.
help. And we were out there, and we were so tired. Brad was sleeping like Princess, over there like he does. And yeah, we didn't hit it with nothing. But we did put home style on it. So, but yeah, Mike was trying to get me for a sauce. We were getting ready to glaze this pig. It was done. We had rubbed it with pork rub and from Smoking Magic and all that stuff. But we were getting ready to glaze it. And Mike's like, hey, what sauce are we going to put on this thing? What do we want to glaze with? And I thought about my normal pork sauce, and I thought, you know what? The hell with that. Let's wing it. Let's do something. So Brad, I think, wanted to do sweet or something, and we had wrapped with twang, Southern twang, which is fantastic. I love the flavor. It's just different than some of the other vinegars that are out there. But we wrapped with twang, just putting some on it and just kind of getting some moisture on it. But when Mike wanted to do it, I said, well, tell you what. I said, let's do something. I'm going to create something that I normally do. So give me 1 part sweet, 1 part twang, or 1 part sweet, 1 part spicy, which I learned something about that. But give me 1 part sweet, 1 part spicy, and give me half part twang, right?
Yeah.
So I put all 3 together. And he came out and he goes, wow. Mike did from Pirates. He's like, wow, that's pretty good. And I went,
It was pretty damn good.
I was like, you know what? I think we need a little bit more. And he goes, what? And I said, give it 1, 1, and 1. I said, let's do it all. So give me 1, 1, and 1. He came back, and it's good. It was phenomenal. And I thought, wow, I really like this. So we took it out there, and he goes, do you want me to go ask Brad? And I said, okay, not really. But go ask Brad what he thinks, and we'll just see what he says. So Brad comes out, Mike comes back in, he says, and this is where I big league Brad. But Mike comes back in and goes, Brad, what did he want? Oh, Brad goes, put some maple syrup in there. I told Mike, I said, fuck Brad, we ain't putting no maple syrup in there. But it is perfect how it is. That's it. So we left it at that. And I really didn't mean that. I mean, it didn't need it.
Ultimately, that's our comp sauce.
Yeah.
And then you add a little maple syrup. So.
It just frankly didn't need the maple syrup. We had enough that was in the injection and stuff.
Yeah.
It just didn't need it. And I think we get kind of crazy. I've gone back and forth on it. Like, I don't know if you guys do it, but I've gone back and forth on it on the table, turn-ins, getting maple syrup in the pan and in the au jus and maybe brushing it while you're trying to sauce. And it makes me sick. I love maple syrup on pancakes.
There's a fine line.
There's a fine line.
You got to go easy.
Yes.
You definitely got to go easy
So like
on
the
it.
first year we competed, everybody kept saying, make it sweeter. And I'm like, this is, especially from a girl from Texas, this is way too sweet.
Right.
Like, I don't even understand what we're doing here, and I can't even taste the pork. It's nauseating. So then we backed off, and year 2, so last year, we dialed back on that sweetness, and that was when the pork really shined through. Like, you could taste the pork itself, which is what they're judging on.
Right.
And then our scores like shot through the roof with that. So then we're like, okay, so it doesn't have to be nauseatingly sweet. So that helped us tremendously with our pork scores last year.
You know what we first started to do, well, at least what I first started to do when I tried to experiment with comp sauce, is I'd make whatever blend, and then I'd add 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then I'd cook it, and then it was like so
Sweet.
It was so awful. So sweet, and you're just like,
Yes.
it's
But we've
almost sour.
We've all done it. I mean, we've added honey to them and apple juice to thin them
Yes.
down maybe a little bit. And I used to run one back in the old days. I'd go back to it. Shit. I used to run one that had a peach honey in it, a little bit of apple juice for chicken.
Sure.
And it was phenomenal. And we got away with it with all the classes we've taken. And
Well, it's interesting. We first started cooking. The first year that we did competition was Lenexa. It was here. Mm-hmm. We did it 10 years ago. That was our first time. And everybody kind of cooked what we like to eat at home.
Right.
Yeah.
And
right.
we did terrible.
Yeah.
And so then we,
Awful.
again, we wanted to do well. We wanted to improve. And you end up kind of chasing that sweetness.
Right, for sure.
But you almost go too far, and then you find you have to dial it back a little bit. And I think that's kind of what Germ has done recently with his pork, was figure out there's a balance to not being overly sweet, not being overly spicy or whatever, but you have to find that there's a lot of chasing to get there.
It's got to be a balance, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
like,
a good, you bring.
For
sorry,
sure.
go ahead.
No, I was
Yep.
going to say for sure. Like, when I first moved up here in 2002 out of Texas, I'm salt, pepper, garlic, no barbecue sauce.
At home, that's exactly what I want.
That's totally like the barbecue I want. And then when I met Brad in 2020 and he introduced me to competition barbecue, I'm like, what is all this sweet stuff people are slathering all over this meat? I don't understand that. We had pulled pork, but it was like carnitas back in Texas. And what is this sweet stuff? And So he's like, I really think you probably ought to take a judging class. So I took a judging class, completely helped me understand Kansas City and KCBS profile.
Yeah.
But that being said, that first year out was still way more sweet than what I want. And then over the last 2 years, we've dialed back on that and done well with it. But it's that fine balance of sweet versus heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Right.
you got to find that, and absolutely tenderness is name of the game.
It drives it. It drives the
If
whole
you don't
process.
have tenderness, you
You're-
might as well
And
hang
it's
it
not
up.
the
Done.
most valued ratio score.
Right.
Taste is, but taste can go with tenderness and vice versa, right? It happens all the time. So you brought it up. You made something as one of the questions I was going to ask was, how many times have you said your first contest was a Lenexa contest?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
Lenexa BBQ Battle. How many times have you guys done this? Have you been?
So we've done it every year since then. So we did 2013.
And then-
that 2013 year, there were 183 teams. We were 181st.
Yep.
And I think basically,
Were
it's
you
'cause
really?
We really were.
Wow.
And I
Well,
think
you
it was
weren't dead ass last.
Two of the teams didn't turn in everything. So
Hey,
Details,
been there,
it's all good.
done it. Done
but yeah,
it.
that was definitely it was a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
It was
sure.
an all-night cook with like a big homemade.
It was my homemade.
you know,
What the heck was that
two
thing?
55
It was
gallon
255
drums hooked
stacked on
together.
each
It
other
was-
like a Home Depot thing.
Chugging black smoke at 225.
I tell you
Jeremy and I,
what, if you wanted to make beef jerky with that
You
thing,
could have
it
done
was
it.
perfect.
Right.
Jeremy and I ran that thing all night. It was this big monster beast of a thing, and
It's nothing like being drunk on Firewatch, right?
yeah, so we sat there in our chairs and we'd watch it, and that thing would go down to like 200 degrees, and we'd go and we'd flip
open
the
it up.
dampers and everything. We'd get it opened up a little bit, and all of a sudden
400.
it's 400 or 500 degrees. And we battled it all night long, and
That's funny.
it was terrible.
I think we both passed out from
We did. We
exhaustion
ended
at
up
4
passing out,
a.m.
yeah.
and then our buddy Michael showed up at like 5:30 or 6. He's like, "How was last night?" Go away.
Go away, you suck. So so this is year 10 then,
Yeah.
right?
This is our 10th.
That's
this is our 10th
fantastic.
one.
So,
Last year we got first in ribs. I can't remember where we placed overall, but the year before that we
Like
we
24th
got
or
RGC
something?
here.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
you know, in a
Cool.
few years we went from third from last to second place. We're happy.
so what do you guys love about Lenexa? What do you love about this event?
Well,
I think a lot of it's nostalgia. I mean, I've been going to this event since the '80s, because I grew up down the street from here, and a lot of my friends from high school are competing in this as backyard. Like this is the one competition
one they do, yeah.
and we just like to get together and hang out with them. I think it's part of that, and I mean, it's 185 teams too. That's the other thing. It's like if you look around the country, I mean, there's not a lot of comps that are that big.
Oh, shit.
McGee's bringing in
McGee
Sharon.
down
Look
there.
out.
You got to stay quiet. You ain't up yet. Well, that's cool. So we were talking with Sarah about this. Go ahead, Jeremy. I want to see what you think.
I just I have a similar story. So my father's a retired Lenexa firefighter.
Right.
And,
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow, that's
and I
cool.
got to when I was a kid, it was small enough to where I was like 8, 9 years old, and I get to ride around with him, and so it really. This has always just been my favorite competition, just because I just always has that memories of him.
yeah.
And then, so Raul and I went to the same high school, hung around the same circles, and so when he moved away after college, he moved back, and he's like, "Yeah, we should
go
cook
do
at
this."
Lenexa." And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
"What are you talking about?"
Right.
Three out of the four of us actually live right here in Lenexa.
Oh, very cool.
So we're within a mile from here. Rawl's not much further. He's 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yep.
Where are you? Where are you
right in our
at?
backyard.
OP.
There's
OP.
a lot of factors. We just love
Yeah.
the contest.
I mean, it's 40. I mean, it's just impressive. I love coming out here. I haven't been able to cook it since 17. I had a smaller trailer then, and once I got in a big trailer, it was hard. I actually have a spot over there at 224. I was going to cook this one, but I just couldn't get my gear out of the big trailer and get into a small trailer. I just couldn't get it done.
Let's
so.
talk about trailers, because this is
Okay, this is a big-
something that we're very.
Oh, you
proud
guys
of.
are under canopies, aren't you?
We've been under
Yeah, they are.
canopies
Since
the
day
beginning.
one.
I forgot about that. That sucks.
So
Do you realize I've done 140 some comps, right?
Greg, come
I
on
have
now.
never cooked in a canopy.
we
Then you
actually
need to
tried.
experience that, Greg.
I'm
We tried
ashamed
to
to
use
say.
a trailer like a couple times, and we just can't do it.
Screwed you
like
up,
we need
didn't
to be
you?
outside.
Yeah.
We're always
we need
cook
the elements.
outside.
Like we've been out with wind, canopies blowing away. We gotta hold the canopy down.
That's
sometimes
part of
in the
it,
middle of
right?
the storm. Like that's part of it. Like we feel that's
No,
necessary.
that's awesome. It is
Every
part
time
of
it rains,
and I'm
we do
ashamed
well.
to say it. Dude.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm ashamed to
everybody's
say
got
it.
a rig. Everybody's got a rig. I mean,
No,
we
I
know
know.
that. We know it, but I mean, we just
We've
love that
bounced
part.
around. We've done different things. We've used different cookers. We had a trailer for a while, and honestly, we just anymore. We have our cans we cook on. We travel lean and mean. We come. We set up our canopies. We get cooking. By the time we're done, we can have everything packed away, and we're ready to go within like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you're
it's
experienced because I saw a lot of teams
There
coming
are.
in here and
Yeah,
brought
we-
the whole
we-
damn house with it. So,
Yeah.
Year
It
one,
takes
baby.
practice.
We did
Yeah.
not get there on the first one.
Exactly.
Year one, we brought. What did we bring? A refrigerator
Jesus,
and
that
what?
wasn't us.
176
That was another
like coolers. It was like
Oh
100
my.
coolers.
Yeah, we
Right.
had our own. We had our own homemade sink. Yeah, we had all kinds of goodies.
We were absolute idiots.
We were not lean and mean then.
yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. My son, he'd started cooking backyard this year or last year, pardon me, and did well. And he was doing it in canopies. I mean, he wasn't going out trailer, and I was like, oh man, he's out there in tents, and he's fighting the wind. I mean, in March at the American
Constantly.
Royal, and he's rubbing over here and jumping in his car and sleeping in his car, and I'm like, God, he's hardcore, man. I never had to do that. I literally feel.
Well, you're lucky, Greg. Like the first 2 comps I did with Brad in 2020, we were sleeping in my van with the seats laid down and cooking out of tents. And I said, I actually really
but
like
you
this.
all were new and in love and shit like that.
Whatever.
That was all
Anyway.
fun. And
Yeah.
this was an
Exactly.
experience,
But
you know.
then, but then we went.
Come back.
we went to the year where we're like, okay, we want to do this, but we have 4 kids and an English Mastiff between us. The sleeping in our RV is not going to work. Like we have to have something for them, otherwise this is not going to work.
Right.
So that's when we got the RV.
And I think
Our trailer still does not have AC in it, though.
And I think that's what makes us unique. There's 4 of us. If we were just one of us or 2 of us, I could
For
see how
sure.
it would work. But it's like, well, who's going to stow it? Who's going to store it? Let's split it 4 ways.
Yeah, it's a hard deal.
For sure.
We just like to run lean and mean, and we do it pretty damn well, I think. And
You guys know well.
For sure you do.
Yeah. What's your plans for the rest of the year? How many are you going to do?
We got, let's see, the next one we're going to do is the Worlds in Mayetta, north of Topeka. And looking forward to that. It's going to be hot as hell, so we're going to be in a hotel.
Yeah.
We won't be outside.
Yeah, you won't be outside for that one. Did you get
But-
your room already?
oh
We got a room.
Good.
And then after that, we got several. What do we got? We got Gardner. We do Gardner every year.
There's
we
a
got
couple more that we're
American
looking
Royal,
at.
Do that every year.
The Royal.
Got to do BBQ.
Edgerton,
Just saying.
Topeka. We do a
That's
small
Brad's
comp in
been trying to
Topeka.
court us.
That
You got to do BBQ.
it's awesome.
We haven't done it
BBQ's
before. No, I
awesome.
know. You
Oh,
gotta do it.
phenomenal.
Remind
It's our
me,
favorite.
That's
is it
October
Belton?
one, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's Halloween weekend.
Where
it's
is
the
it?
last
Yeah.
Oak
comp
Grove.
to get points
Oak Grove,
for
yeah.
KCBS.
So it's at the old Oak Grove, bought the old Ben Oaks golf course.
Really?
So they have
You
a
can
new
bring us
aquatic center out
whatever
there,
you want.
great big building. Yeah.
We like it when it's close in the
Yeah.
backyard. But
Yes.
Yeah, we've all got kids, young kids, so yeah.
I
we
get
Well,
it.
Oak
try
Grove,
to stick around the area.
Oak Grove is awesome.
Oak
It's-
Grove's not far.
It's,
And they
it's Halloween weekend.
And they even do like a trunk or treat for the kids, so all the
that's
teams
cool.
come out and they do they'll
we
have
have
some sort of
we have a great
trick-or-treating.
big potluck.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm
have a great
sold.
big
It
potluck.
sounds great.
Yeah, no, it's fun.
Dude,
And
let's
you
do
eat
it,
food.
guys.
It's a lot of fun.
We got Jack
When he was
Daniels as a
mentioning it
sponsor.
earlier,
so-
I kept hearing BBQ. I was thinking something
Boo,
totally
space,
different.
No, there you go.
Space
Boo,
beer.
exactly. You got it right. You got it right. We actually it's a it's a contest that we put on, and I don't promote it. I don't do anything. I sponsor it as a store, but we put it
phenomenal.
on to raise money for 2 different local charities.
Oh, that's cool.
So we always raise money for a local charity, a veteran organization, and we always raise for a cancer. Last year was Camp OBR. The year before was Fish. You might know them, Friends in Service of Heroes out here in Overland Park or
Yes.
Olathe. And they're great people. So, and then Cancer Action was one that was the second one. So all forked up for Q. Just a quick story. Angie was diagnosed in 2020 with cancer and was going through treatment all through 2020 and found herself in remission in 21. So, yeah, it was fantastic. It was great news. And she's always been a good friend. So when we started BBQ, we were like, hey, I'm a cancer. We got a double. So we got a double masters. We got a double backyard. We got a rib burn, right? So we thought we're going to raise money one day for cancer. We're going to raise, it's just even money, but we're going to raise one day for cancer and one day for veterans organizations. So our trophies that Travis, if you don't know Travis Moore,
They're phenomenal.
Aggravation Barbecue, we kind
He's here.
of, so
He's here tonight.
where the hell is he?
He's down in the 200s, like right as you come in the
not
entrance.
bring
We
him
don't
up
go to
here?
that side of the pond.
Yeah,
Or that's
So Travis makes our trophies for us, and we have a pumpkin. So when you think about
Not just pumpkins, Greg. It's pumpkins and skeletons. It's different days.
So the veterans are skeletons, or we did dog tags the first year, and pumpkins are always there, the 1 through 10s, and we're kind of trying to make it like the apple at Murfreesboro, right? And people love these pumpkins,
Oh, they're
and
so
they're
cool.
so cool. So anyway, we're just trying to make a
Skeletons,
great
too.
event. We're raising money for 2 good organizations, so BBQ is always a lot of fun. I would encourage you to come out.
Yeah, well, we'll have to definitely check
Big
it out.
big potluck
it's so
on
much
Friday where so we're the last weekend of the Team of the Year chase, right? So people that are catching points and doing all that stuff, they come to our contest because they don't have to go to North Carolina or somewhere.
right.
So
it's either Oak Grove or it is on the East
North
Coast.
Carolina,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'll
Those
take an
are the
hour
only
drive
two.
every time. Yeah.
Yeah. So they come and we have fun and everyone's we try and make it relaxed, right? Well, that's why we have the potluck. We're like, oh man, it's the end of the year. Everybody's winding down and they're tired and they're stressed. So we all get together. Jack Daniels is going to sponsor it this year. They're going to have
that's
stuff
awesome.
out there. So it's really pretty
We
cool.
can just tell people we're cooking the jack, right? I mean,
Right,
yeah,
you might as
yeah,
well.
totally.
Right.
Totally.
If you don't get it a couple weeks before that, then you might as well. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. That's
We're
what we
cooking
want
the
to do.
Little Jack.
the little jack.
The little
Baby Jack,
The Oak Grove Little Jack. It's all good.
Junior Jack.
So enough about BBQ, but you do need to do it. Brad's
Yes,
right.
for
You
sure,
do
for sure.
need to do
Yeah,
it. We have a lot of
We've got
fun.
about 4 that are locked in for the rest of the year, and then outside of that, we're pretty open. So.
Cool. Border War's always a good one. You guys ever do Border War out
We've
in
heard of
Osawatomie?
it several times.
Yeah,
We have not done that one.
He's talking to us. Do you see him?
yeah. Border War's a fun one. If you got in Osawatomie, I mean it's always been one of my favorite ones. So Border War's a fun one.
Yeah.
We've won
Thinking
it.
about doing the brick.
The what?
I think it's called the brick. It's something Baldwin.
Oh, brick.
Baldwin,
Smoking
yeah.
on the bricks.
Smoking on the
Yeah.
bricks.
Have you
Yeah.
done that one? Have you been down there?
So I've done Baldwin in 2020 when it wasn't on the bricks. It was out on the golf course. So I did do Baldwin, and then it's back out on the bricks, I think, in the town center. So
They did it in
Baldwin's,
2020?
yeah, they moved it.
2020 was a unique year.
It was a
Yeah, we
unique
had
year.
a hard time that we found one contest that we could do. That was it. I can't-
Dude,
it was
we did.
way
I,
over in Missouri.
I did.
somewhere.
Nevada.
I did 20 that year.
I
really?
traveled
Really?
the fucking country.
Yeah,
in
they
20.
did. They did 28.
Nevada, Missouri is where we had to go.
Yeah, Nevada, Missouri. We did
Yeah.
one in Nevada,
And I've
Missouri.
been down there too.
We
I
had
probably
Chelsea
did it.
Springs had it at the airport in 2020.
Really?
That was my first
Yeah.
one.
Wow.
We cooked in a hurricane in Mississippi.
Yeah, Columbus, Mississippi. Yeah,
Wow.
I wasn't.
That's dedication right there.
My wife wouldn't go. She heard her hurricane. I was like, Beck, damn it, it's 200 miles inland. We don't have to worry about no hurricane. We're gonna be okay. She would not go. She would not go.
2020 was a different year.
That
That
was
was the
wild.
year
The
that
wild
Brad
year.
and I started, so I didn't know any different. So
Well,
I'm like,
so
what do you
that's
mean we
where
got to wear
this
gloves
on-
and
that's-
mask and be social distancing?
That's where that onslaught of doubles kind of came on,
Yeah.
right? You know, we always had doubles before that, and they're few and far between. Certain contests always had doubles, but man, 2020 when we did
Blew up.
Olathe, and then the world shut down, and then the next one picked up. There was one in May somewhere that Aaron went to, and then there was one, and then it was June. It was Trenton, and it was Cameron,
They did
and they
Warsaw, Indiana did a double. Like we had to drive a long way.
Yeah, we just don't travel much. Again, we've
Yeah.
got little kids and everything, so
Yeah.
it's hard. So we just looked for stuff around here, and that Nevada one was like the only one that was a
Right.
weekend we could do,
Right.
and that was close enough we could drive, and
And
we're
only
just happy
half
to
of us could do it.
something,
Right.
You know,
But that's hard now because
Yeah.
Kansas City, we're really, I mean, I feel it. We're really depressed on contests around here right now compared to Houston.
So you guys know we've had the we've been fortunate to be sponsored by Proud Souls this year.
Yep.
I know you know
Yep.
that's kind
Yep.
of a competitor. I get that, but the thing is that we were out in Colorado where their home store is,
sure.
and
Right.
we were talking to those folks, and they have like 1-2 comps out there, you know, that are within a half an hour, something like that. They're comp deficient.
Yeah.
And we are just so fortunate here in this area to have
Yeah.
so many comps.
For sure.
And we're whining about it now because we are still more than they are.
Way more.
But,
Way more than
but we're
anybody else,
deficient
really.
compared to what we were used to, so it was
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
And there were quite a few after 2020 that just disappeared, which
Yep.
is
Yeah.
unfortunate.
There
We
was-
lost one of our favorites. We had
Edwardsville.
Edwardsville was before that, but we did one in DeSoto, cooking on
Oh
the
yeah,
call.
cooking on the
Yeah.
call. We
Yeah, I
love
missed that
that
one. That was
show.
a good contest.
They
Great
usually had
contest.
70 to 80 teams.
We want it
It
to
was
come
a great
back.
setting,
Great
and
contest,
it's
yep.
just gone. I contacted
You know,
them, like,
it's-
yeah, nobody wants to run it anymore. I was like, really?
It's one of those, and most of the contests that are still around are municipalities.
Yeah.
Running through Parks and Rec departments, and that was one of them. I think they had a tremendous sponsor with the Kansas City Barbecue store at that one, and no, I know. Who's that?
That's Mike.
Yeah, he's gonna start stripping. Don't let him see the cameras.
You know, something I thought about, you know, we missed the bottoms having AR down there.
Yep.
They don't really have a good contest downtown. I mean, I don't know who's running contests. I know that's not about this, but like, man, it would be great to have a contest downtown, a contest like Power and Light or at the Boulevard Brewery.
For sure.
I mean, can you imagine something like that?
Yeah.
That'd be
Be a good
awesome.
old time.
Something,
I mean-
or something around Boulevardia, you know,
Yes.
just like to be back to back or something.
Because that was last weekend. The
I mean,
Boulevard.
I've heard some rumblings about down in the bottoms again for maybe next year for something big. So just hang on, it might happen.
All
but
right.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll
what are your
see.
thoughts? Is it the KCQ Fest that's simultaneously done
That's
during?
next weekend.
This,
That's
it's
this weekend.
right
This
now.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't know.
I wish there was a barbecue contest on it, and
Yeah.
the organizer. I mean, his event is not around competition barbecue. It's really for
Is it sponsors and
it's
marketing
it's
and
restaurants and people. I mean, Blues Hogs out there, all of them are out there, but they cook a bunch of food and they feed the city, right? You pay tickets and you come in and you have an event to come hang out. They've got bands. It's really a public-centric event. It would be nice to have enough parking lot out at Arrowhead. Now they're inside Arrowhead this year. And they were out in the parking lot, but
And
they have
had
enough
to
that
limit teams and demo stages to go inside
they
Arrowhead.
could do a big event in there, but it's, you know, the organizer's there to make money and do an event that raises money. And let's be honest, barbecue events, competitions do not raise
No.
money. I mean, they are a money suck. I'll be the first to
Or
tell
at
you
least
that.
a break even at best.
It takes a lot of work to run one, but it's a lot of work to kind of catch the finances to get the numbers up and make them profitable.
I think that could change, honestly. I mean, this is a conversation maybe for another night, but I mean, you got a lot of guys who come out here who just love cooking. I mean,
Yep.
this is not a big money making.
No.
No.
I mean, this is a hobby for us, at least. That's how
Right.
we see it, obviously.
Yep.
But I know some people are making a lot of money in barbecue, that's for sure, but not us. And I know a lot of people aren't. so
That's
my-
most people in
Yeah, I
barbecue.
mean, so my point is like, you want to do a charitable event, you want to make money for people. I mean, you could do that in barbecue if people just know that is
Yeah.
the objective. And like, if you told me at the end of the competition that I won, you know, I was GC, RGC, whatever, I got this place, and my money was going to X and Y charity, I would feel really damn good about that compared
For
to
sure.
taking home a few $100.
For
Aaron,
sure.
Aaron did that for us on BBQ. The first year we had it, he won day one at BBQ,
one.
right? And we had a $2,000 grand prize on that day. And I handed him a check, and just in the biggest, Aaron has the biggest heart anyway, but from
With
Man Meat.
Man Meat Barbecue.
He turned around and handed me that check and said, because I've got my contest in the black every year, and I got $1,000 each that were going to both charities. And, Aaron popped off and said, give this back, and handed me the GC cash right back. And so I was able to go 2,000 each.
Nice.
Last year I struggled hard, but I got to 1,000 each for both charities. This year we want to do a VIP party where we we want to do VIP like Marysville did, right?
Yeah.
That was an idea Dave Rogers gave me a long
That
time
was
ago.
so fun.
And I think we want to do a VIP and get teams to cook for that VIP and help try and drive sponsors so I can get the money up, cover the cost, and then send more money to the charities. That's that's my goal. That's what I'm trying to do. So.
Well, could you build
we'll
it
see
into? Could you build it into just a fee for participating? Like, could you say, well, this is a $500 entry, and half it's going to go, or
Well, like in Marysville, though, it was you didn't have to pay entry fee, and you got paid a $40
If you
fee
did the,
Yeah,
if
for
you
the-
did the VIP party,
So
Yeah,
you
that's a
didn't
good
have to pay an
incentive.
entry or the $40 for meat, so that was all given back.
okay?
So the entry, your entry fee, and that's the part of organizing no one understands, right? It goes to the prize pool, but I've got to pay for the space that we have there. I got to
Yeah.
pay for trophies. I got to pay for trash. I pay for porta potties.
KCBS.
We don't. I got to pay KCBS, which gets they have their function, they have their role,
Yeah.
and they do
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So we give them a good chunk of money. So by the time you start at that top and you come down there, basically entry fees are gone, and I don't have a prize pool. So now I have to have sponsors that one half dozen. It doesn't matter where it goes, whether it funds the expenses or it funds the prize pool. That's where the money comes from,
Right.
So that we can get our price checks up a little bit and drive big people. But I still think we've always given out, I think it was 8,500 the first year, 7,500,
great,
57 on day
That's
2.
great.
So we've always done well. I mean, I gave out over 21,000, but we had backyard, 2 doubles and a rib burn. I think we gave out over 21,000 last year total on the weekend.
Yeah.
But
That's
I commit a lot of money to it, and a lot of our sponsors do, which are great. So we're going to look for new ones this year, different ones, and do something different. The VIP party, I think, is a good deal.
Well, the more community you can bring in,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
the more the sponsors will come.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we found it that like we do Osage. We've been doing that for a few years, and we always sell at the vending event, and we make money there.
Yeah.
I think this time, we've always been like the top 3 sales, and this year we were number 1. And
Oh, really?
We,
Cool.
we sell out, and they. We like to keep
portion
that
of
money,
it.
but
What do
that's
you- what do
another
you cook-
avenue to do that.
What do you cook at Osage City?
What do we sell?
What do you cook? Yeah. What do you
Well,
sell?
I'll tell you what sells
Everything.
the most is the burn-ins. And
Ah,
Brian cooks those burn-ins, and man, people come back for those like crazy.
seconds and thirds.
We do everything else traditional, basically. The only thing we don't do traditional is the chicken,
Right.
which is kind of interesting. We do it's called chicken tikka.
Yeah.
And it's basically just a grilled chicken over an open fire, and you got a kind of a Indo-Pac type rub on it, and it sells like crazy in Osage City.
That's cool. So you do multiple meats. You do several things out
We
there.
do.
Yeah.
We even do. We do not only ribs, but the. Why can't I think of it? The rib tips.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
rib
wow.
tips sell big. Yeah.
oh yeah,
Dude, the people love the rib tips. I don't know why. But, I mean, it's the good
I call
stuff.
those eaters. Like when we would trim them down and
Chef's
we get
cut.
to eat them before we
Eaters.
turn in. Yeah.
Cool.
Honestly,
So
it's like-
good.
it's the best part of the rib. A lot
Yes,
of times.
right.
It is.
Cut them right off for comp,
If you get it done. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. What I have one question for you guys here. What led you into barbecue? I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit. You have some long history that led you into it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting question because when I came here to Lenexa in the 80s and people were standing around their smokers, it was like barbecue tastes good, but I could never see myself spending all those hours that these guys were sweating out here in the heat and feeding
Right.
people. And then, so I moved. I was working in some small towns. I moved back to Kansas City because my mom passed away. Well, she was struggling with cancer, and I moved back to Kansas City. And then she was friends. A lot of my friends here at this competition, and I was like, we need a way to get connected. And so we said, hey, let's do a barbecue team. And so we. And that's why I went to Jeremy and I said, hey, and Jeremy's like, hey, no way, I don't think. And these guys, Brian and Jeremy, they had already been doing like backyard rib
We were doing our
competition
rib off.
each year, doing a rib off. So I
with
knew they
buddies.
liked barbecue, and I was like, this is gonna be an easy sell.
Right.
And I said, let's get it done, and so that's what we did, and basically we got into it. I tell you what, after that first year, I was like, no way, no how, we're not doing this again. This is for the birds, man. Who's
Right.
gonna come out here with all this stuff, sweat and not getting any sleep, and you're gonna turn in and they're gonna tell you you're terrible.
Suck.
You're terrible.
And
Yeah.
then I tell you what, that has happened many times, and you still keep coming back.
Right.
Dude, we are
And-
so addicted to it.
and-
Like,
Oh, for
At the
sure.
end of the day, I mean, like, yeah, there's a little dopamine effect from those judges, getting you stuff, but this comes down to camaraderie. And throughout the year, the four of us are talking almost daily. And it may not be about barbecue, maybe about something else, but this is about relationships.
Right,
For
100%.
sure.
And this is a way to facilitate that. That's what it was.
Well, and that's what this is, right? This is what this spawned from. This is a barbecue life. This is about the lifestyle, and not just in competition. It's cooking in your backyard and cooking with your family and outdoor grilling, cooking. This is kind of a lifestyle for us and has been for a lot of years. And this is why we want to travel around and we want to go do this on Friday nights, Friday afternoons, and talk to different teams and get a different perspective from different people that we don't ever get to hear from or see very much or very often, right? So that's we think it's a neat idea. We hope it works out that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But it's pretty cool. One of the questions we like to end with, so as we hit 40 minutes already, it goes like that,
Went
right?
fast.
Yeah, it goes fast. One of the things, and we'll stick around as long as you want, but one of the things we like to end with, a question that Bree has that,
So, like, what is your most favorite thing to cook at home? So it does not have to be barbecue, but like at home, what's your go-to?
Steak.
steak.
I
why
cook
not?
that all the time.
Right.
My family gets sick of it, and I don't understand. But I could ribeye. I cook ribeye all the time. That's probably my favorite cut of meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, steak is hands down the one I cook the most.
Ro, how about you?
You ready, Jeremy?
Are you
I was
ready,
just
Jeremy?
gonna
I
say,
can think about that a little bit.
it's steak, but I like a fillet. Because the rest of my teammates are obsessed with fat. I like a soft.
That's where it's at,
That's,
baby.
that's the flavor.
And I'm gonna tell you
We
what.
give him a lot of trouble.
So I like my precious fillets because
Brad does too.
they're so tender, and it's just got a great chew, and I just don't want rubber in my steak.
Whoa, are you calling a ribeye rubbery?
the
No,
What is wrong
the,
with you,
the,
sir?
the fat and the flavor.
no,
so
no,
good.
no.
So let's get off of this steak thing, all right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
What do you like, Ro?
Right, tell us about it.
To be honest, I don't cook a lot of steak. I do enjoy a good ribeye. But I got 5 kids, and I constantly gotta be cooking something because I can't afford to take them out to eat.
Right? I know.
So for me, it's just being creative with the cooker. My wife and I, we got a griddle, we use that. But if it's bacon wrapped chicken or something, or if it's a chicken tikka like I mentioned before, or that's a lot of chicken. I'm the chicken guy, so that makes sense. But I'll cook anything. I mean, like if it's in pork and brisket. I remember when we first started cooking, it was just cook as much as you can, as often as you can, year round. It doesn't matter whether it's hot or it's cold. You're out there and you're
For sure.
cooking. And that's why I got into barbecue, because I can't be on the golf course playing golf for 4 or 5 hours. I got to be at the house,
Right.
I don't like golf anyway, but you get the idea. I mean, my wife needs me to be around to help out, and cooking allows me to do that.
Cool.
For sure.
Fantastic.
I do like chicken breast, but I get a lot of slack.
That's barely meat, Jerm.
That's bad. Yeah, that's
I just love a marinated chicken, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either.
Apparently, he don't like fat. He doesn't understand fat is flavor. You need
fat
to
is
get
flavor.
that thigh or that leg
I'm
and
not
get some
against
flavor in
the
there.
chicken. It's the dark meat that I prefer.
Yes.
I never did.
We'll do I'll do like a chicken satay with like chicken tenders.
Yeah.
Like we'll do that a lot. The kids like that. But most of the time it's dark meat
A
for
chicken what?
Satay. It's
satay.
like it is so good, Greg.
It's
I gotta
French.
yeah. So you do like peanut butter and onion
Oh,
soup
you fucking
mix,
lost me. Are you
and then
kidding
you
me?
like marinate it and then you grill it.
You
Oh
need
my
to hook
God,
me up
it
with
is
that
so
recipe,
good. So
'cause
good.
I'm a
You
peanut
don't
butter
knock it
man.
till you try it, Greg.
Peanut butter on chicken?
Oh my God, it's so good. So
No.
Do you put peanut butter on your waffles and your pancakes?
No, it's too
And your
sweet
French
for me.
toast?
It's too sweet for me. The kids
But it's
do,
okay
but it's
on
too sweet.
chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's good, Greg.
With-
I'm gonna bring it, and you're
No.
gonna try it.
You give me
I'm
peanut
so
butter.
good.
You
ready
give me
for it.
peanut
It's
butter
so
and
good.
onions on chicken.
My
I'm
kids
ready
go
for it.
crazy
No
for
way.
it, but it's on like chicken tenders. Yeah, so chicken tenders, and you use like one of those packets of the onion soup mix and about a cup of peanut butter. And then, like, you mix
Now we're talking.
the peanut butter and the onion soup mix together. And
Is it crunchy or is it creamy?
It's creamy, baby.
Creamy, baby.
And then you put your chicken tenders in there, and then you like let them set for a little bit, and then you put those on the grill. Oh my gosh, they're so wonderful.
Nice.
So wonderful.
It literally sounds
sounds
Once again, it's a
amazing.
tenderness
That
game,
sounds-
so you
that
got to
sounds
cook
awful.
them just right. It is phenomenal, Greg, and when you try it, you won't knock it anymore.
Yeah, I'm a fat kid. I like peanut butter. You know I do. So
I'm like,
it is
it's all
what it
good.
is.
It's all good. I don't care for chicken. I'm a beef person, but it is one of the few chicken recipes I love.
You tell me you put peanut butter on a big ribeye, I'm gonna be pissed. I don't want to hear
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna like bleep out because we can't. I'm like F that on peanut
yeah,
butter
right,
on ribeye.
right.
So no, I do not.
How many smokers you got? How many grills you got? What's on the patio? Tell us what you got on the patio. Well, I know you compete with Hunsaker grills, but give us your inventory.
Let's talk about the progression of this a little bit because
Oh,
it's kind
no,
of an
there we go.
interesting thing.
It's been an interesting history.
So we started out. I had an A as my first like legit cooker, I would say, and then we had this double barrel shotgun or whatever.
Don't
and
get
then,
it.
After that, we got WSM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the WSM requires a stoker.
Yeah.
Requires some sort of monitor. It's two hands on.
Yeah.
And Brian had a vision, a really big one.
Big ceramic Kamado cooker.
And that
He
thing
had a
required
vision,
lot
but he
of
lost
love.
it.
We had to lift that thing, four of us together.
300-pound ceramic smoker that we're transporting every.
Oh yeah. No, they're hard to travel with in a trailer. Yeah.
Sure.
So we
They're
need to figure a way out of
They're
that.
hard
Yes.
to travel.
And so I got a can from Hunsaker, and I really like it better than Gateway. I mean, no offense to Tim Shear. I mean, the guy's been incredible in his success with his
Yeah.
Gateways.
I mean,
I like the
Simplicity.
the Hunsaker because it's very simple. There's one intake, one damper at the top, and I mean it's really easy. And there's no electronics. There's no temperature control. So that's really my favorite all-around cooker. And if I want to get it hot and I want to cook a steak on it, I can do that. I don't usually. So all of us have a Weber.
Right.
We all have a
For
Weber
sure.
kettle sitting there. I mean,
That's
it's the
my
best
favorite.
cooker. at
We've
the
all
end of
got
the
we've
day.
all got a Blackstone that we
Yep.
use. We've
All
all
Well, I got a
Griddle,
Performer or
and
a
then,
Weber.
we've had some pellet cookers. Like I think I've had pellet cookers.
You have. We
Absolutely.
haven't.
Yeah.
Rectech, Green Mountain, Traeger. We've had all that. And at the end of the day, it just doesn't give you the flavor or the tenderness, the juiciness, or at least we don't know how to do that. So with a can, I mean, especially the Hunsaker can, I think really kind of holds the flavor, the juiciness, the charcoal, the wood. It really does it for you. I don't really think you need another cooker.
No.
I mean, obviously you're going head to head with Jambos and different cookers like that for a long time, and no problem.
Well, one thing that's interesting, like you said, we've gone through a whole bunch of stuff. I still have at home. I've got a WSM, I've got my Weber, my Blackstone. I still have my Vision Kamado cooker, and then I've got my Hunsaker can. It's interesting though. We started talking to Mark Hunsaker back when we were all running WSMs, because he was making parts for them really before he even really got into the can game. But we just developed a good rapport with him. He's a great guy. It's a family-run business. You know, he's a couple hours down the road. We went and we've toured his factory, or not his factory, but his shop several times.
Right.
So we've been really happy. It's been a good relationship on both sides.
That's cool.
So.
Yeah. You, Germ?
Yeah, man. I've got the Performer, kettle. I keep my grill grates on that bad boy when I want to do a fillet, a proper steak, and
You need to come try a hanger steak.
I do like a good hanger
So,
steak.
hanger,
Steak and fries.
Oh yeah.
Shoot. And then I've got a knockoff, another. I got two Hunsaker cans, and what else do I have? And that's it. But and a Blackstone. Yeah, I got 36-inch Blackstone.
Cool.
But
cool.
It's funny, as much as I love to smoke stuff, honestly, most weeks my Blackstone gets the most use out of anything.
And the Weber
I
kettle.
don't
The
like
Weber
it.
kettle
Yes.
is
I
probably
don't-
one of my
kettle.
most
My
favorite.
kids
I just
love
say-
almost anything on the Blackstone.
I just say griddle. Griddle cooking is just.
It's fun.
I'm anti-Blackstone, but anyway, it is what it is. But
Greg's very
they're
passionate.
communist
What do
company.
you use instead of the Blackstone? What griddle do you like?
Halo and the Traeger Flat
or
Rock.
the Traeger.
are
I
fat.
really like that new Traeger.
The new Traeger
That
Flat
Traeger
Rock
Flat
looks
Rock's
great.
rad.
That's something else.
But the Halo's badass. So
Is
both of them,
Yeah,
they
they-
copied
Jamie can
Halo.
tell you about Halo.
Jamie's got a Halo.
Yeah, if I did not have a Blackstone that's working just fine,
So I have one.
I would get a Traeger in a heartbeat.
I
Those
have
things are
one.
So
nice.
Jamie on his Halo just
It's
cooked
different
biscuits
levels.
and
I mean, the
gravy last
Blackstone's,
weekend. It was phenomenal.
Sold at Walmart, and you're gonna have some issues. I mean, it's just different level of quality.
Yeah.
We get that.
Yeah. So I don't judge them. I don't judge anyone that has them. I had them for 11 months in my store, and that I
You
won't go
tried.
on. I won't go on this tangent. I tried. They don't like small business. It's that simple. If you're not in the
really?
Ace Bike, no. I had them for 11 months. They never sent me the good stuff. At 11 months, I was constantly have back orders. They sent me small junk, and they didn't even give me the accessories for the portable stuff so I could sell them. I bought thousands of dollars worth of stuff,
They
and
do
I kept.
a lot of big box business.
And so we're talking 2021, and I come out and I was like, listen, when you send me 36, when you send me 28, you sent me the covers, you sent me the accessories, when you sending me the grills, and back order, but yet Amazon, Walmart, the Ace stores all had them, and they called me in last August, said, hey, we're going to cancel your back order. We're going to send you all the new stuff. We got new pricing, we got new stuff. And I said, listen, you can stick that shit in your ass. I'm not doing anything with you again. and literally, I was mad. And I sent
Literally what he told him, dude.
I sent a letter to the operations officer, and I was just like, I'm frustrated because as a small business, I've been trying to carry Blackstone. Everyone's Blackstone in 2021. And I brought them in, and they just kind of hosed me on thousands of dollars worth of stuff that I eventually didn't sell. So I will tell you what I did. I had a veteran guy come in the store, and I had some 22s out and some 17s, and he's a retired vet, and he was doing PTSD events, duck hunting events in different places, and they're taking care of vets that are struggling. They take them out, and it's kind of like what Camp OBR is designed to do. And he goes, I need a griddle. We're going to cook breakfast for these guys when they come in and these gals. And I said, that's perfect. So I gave him a grill pretty cheap. And he literally came in. I had like 5 or 6 of them left. They were all sitting in the front. I'm closing them out, just giving them away. And he came in that next Monday. It was on Saturday. He came in on Monday, and he goes, how many more do you have? I said, why? What are you doing? He goes, well, I called San Diego, and I called Texas, and I called South Carolina, and all friends that they're connected to, and they all want one. We're all going to do this. And I went, shit, just take them all. I literally gave him covers, adapters. I gave him my entire stock, 5 griddles, and said,
That's
go.
awesome, though.
Give them
And
away.
these were Halos.
No,
No,
these were
the
the
Blackstones.
Blackstones. These were the Blackstones. I was out of the business, and I wanted out of the business. And it was what it was. And so I get on my soapbox about them. I have one. I bought it in 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
It rides in my trailer. We use it on Fridays at contests.
Yeah.
I just haven't switched out to a 22 Halo, just because I haven't. I don't cook that much anymore. So Jamie's got one. We used it this weekend at an anniversary party. Man, they're phenomenal. And so Blackstone to me is
I think Blackstone came along at the right time.
Yeah.
Right.
There was
Yeah.
no
and it was the
time.
only
Nobody
griddle,
else
but there's
did.
so many
But
griddles
they left
now.
so many openings for other people to come in, like Traeger or somebody else.
So
and
Traeger-
really capitalize on somebody wanting something, but something that's a little nicer.
So Traeger and Halo, they're coming along later, and Blackstone's the pioneer, right? I mean, it is what it is. I'll give them credit
but
for
I
that.
would say that they both have capitalized on different attributes that makes theirs above
Yes.
the Blackstone. I have a four burner Blackstone. I think it's the biggest one you can buy. Back 3-4 years ago, we bought it. We love it. It's fine for what we have. But then when I see, like, when Jamie cooked his biscuits and gravy on the Halo this past weekend, there are characteristics of the Halo that I really wish that the Blackstone had.
Yes.
And it is definitely made heavier and better than what we have as the Blackstone. So
We are not
No-
sponsored.
no doubt.
we're not sponsored by
We are
any-
not
like,
sponsored by
I mean,
Halo.
it's just-
And we've used
It just
those.
looks like it's
that
better
we've had our
engineered.
griddles for.
It is. But you know what? They came along later. I mean, everybody's got one. Shit, Weber's got one. You name
Yeah.
them, they all got them. So,
Mike's bringing us some beer.
is he bringing beer?
Mike, I needed a beer, and he's bringing the cooler.
Raul, Brian, guys, this has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed getting to meet you.
Thank you.
we've really been out at different places together. I've got to talk to Jeremy and meet Jeremy once, and we've never really. I mean, we talked a little bit in Marysville. I think you and I talked a little bit in Marysville.
That's why you had me on.
It is.
Thank
She
you
is Chief Culture Officer. She is the one that. Yeah.
We really appreciate being on your show.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, thanks
I
for the
really
opportunity.
appreciate you guys coming. Hey, everybody, that's a wrap on this. Let's thank Casey Meat Sweats, Jeremy, Brian, Raul. I knew I'd get that wrong.
And Pirates for supplying some beer.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Pirates
Pirates has
Barbecue
been
Bay
keeping
for
us
their
fed,
hosting.
and come on Q. He's a catering business.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us. Hey, everybody. Join us again later. This is a BBQ Life. We out. Thank you. Woo!